my shop bought, store bought, set aside collection of potatoes. I've just taken them out of the fridge to give them the once over. I thought I may as well take this opportunity to show you them. Show you what I've set aside here to grow on next year. Now, as you know, when you get these shop bought potatoes, you never know how many potatoes you're going to find in the bag that will be the right size to keep as a seed potato. And I tend to go for something between bigger than a golf ball, smaller than a tennis ball. And if the bag's full of potatoes that are much bigger than that, I don't keep any, or I keep few of them. Or much smaller than that, I don't keep any, or I keep a few of them. So there's varying numbers of potatoes in those bags. But let's have a look at them. And let's just check what they are before we do that. This is a salad potato called Jazzy. And Jazzy was grown in Cornwall, England. There's only a couple of potatoes in this bag, so I'm guessing that either the potatoes in this bag were too small or too little, and I've only set two aside. So that's one Jazzy. And as you can see, these are washed potatoes. There's no soil on them. It's just important you make sure they're dry before you store them. That's why I like to use this tissue. And they are quite cold to the touch, and they're not chicky enough, which is good, because that's what we want. We're in the winter months here at Homegrown Veg in the United Kingdom. It's far too soon for potatoes to be chicken up. I've only got one in this bag, and this is a Maris Piper, and it's grown in Berwickshire, which is Scotland. And I just can't see the name of the grower on there. But this is Maris Piper. There's only one in that bag, and I could do with a few more, but as you can see, that's probably as big a seed potato that I would grow. The others were probably much bigger than that, and that's the reason I've only got one seed potato from this bag. But I will try and get some more Maris Piper potatoes, and I will set some aside if I get them. Right, what's this? I'll let you guess this one. See if you can guess this one. What do you reckon this one is? What do you reckon? Any ideas? Let me just pop that to one side. I've got quite a few of these actually, so there must have been potatoes in this bag, the right size for my size criteria. It's a Redskin. It's Rooster! Did you get it? It's Rooster. Now all these potatoes are nice and cold to the touch, so they're not wanting to throw up any chits just yet. But that doesn't mean they won't start doing that, but I will try and keep them suppressed with the coldness of the fridge, and they are in the dark. Bring them out in spring, and away we go. These guys should chit up nicely. So let's see, where's Rooster from? Rooster was grown in Norfolk, which is the United Kingdom, and it was grown by James Lockhart. James? Come on, Jamie Lockhart. Get your reading glasses on. Jamie Lockhart grew these potatoes, and that's the only certification I need. If Jamie says these potatoes are good enough to be eaten, and he's prepared to put his name on that bag and tell me these are Rooster potatoes, good enough to be eaten, I think they're good enough to be grown. That's my certificate. His name on that bag. I don't need any more than that. Good enough to be eaten, good enough to be grown. That's Rooster. We've got here. Oh, you will reckon that. Where have you been? If you don't recognise these, where have you been for a few weeks? You got it? Are you going for Apache? Well, if you're in the States, you'd be going for Apache. I'm in the UK, and this is Nemo. Can you see that? That Nemo's just started to throw a few very small chits. We need to keep those suppressed with the cold. We don't want any more chitting up too soon. But if nothing else, that shows you that these potatoes are viable. If they're starting to throw chits up, just that we don't want them too big, we want them suppressed, and then in the spring of the year we'll go with them. That's no more. And I've got quite a few of these, so presumably in this bag they were the right size. They weren't too big and they weren't too small. That's no more. Now I've grown no more before, successfully. I've grown rooster before successfully. In fact, the potatoes I've shown you up to press, I've grown them all before, and I've grown them all successfully. All from shop-bought, store-bought potatoes. Right? No more. Right, let's get it back in the bag. And we need to crack on with this because I don't want these guys warming up. They are cold and I want them to stay cold. How many we've got left? 3 more varieties to look at. And then we'll call it a day. What's this? Or Tyson. Now, I've definitely grown Tyson before. These potatoes were grown in Scotland by Sean Liddell. If Sean thinks these are a quality potatoes, so do I. That's a bit big actually for me. Presumably the potatoes in this bag were fairly big and that's why I haven't put so many of them to one side. But that's Tyson. And yeah, I've grown Tyson successfully before. That's more my size of a seed potato. That's Tyson. Yep. Cold to the touch, no chits, quite dry. Everything seems to be going okay with these guys. I'll put that in one side. Right. Where are we at now? Let's do these ones here. What are these? Oh, let's have a look. I can't see there. Ah no, I've never grown these before. So these are new for homegrown veg. This is a variety called Eland. Eland, and they were grown in the United Kingdom. Can't get the grower's name from the bag. These are Eland. I've never grown these before. Now there are gardeners who will stick with the same variety year after year after year after year. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. If that's what you want to do, you do that. I like to try different varieties. I just do. That's Eland. Yeah, there we go. So we're killing 2 birds with 1 stone here. We're actually inspecting those potatoes, which is why I took them out of the fridge. And we're also knocking out a quick video. Right, last one, you'll be pleased to know, and this is a new variety for me. And with a name like this, it must have a royal connection. So I've grown Red Duke of York before. This isn't Red Duke of York. I've grown King Edward's before. This isn't King Edward. There we go now. This is a variety called Yellow Queen. These were grown in Suffolk, that's United Kingdom, and these were grown by Charlie Brown. So this is Yellow Queen. They look a nice potato, don't they? Yellow Queen. So I look forward to growing that variety next year. See how it turns out. Now what I did notice was, obviously as these potatoes have been sized in this bag, there was a bag of these Yellow Queen on the shelf further along. In fact there were several bags, and those potatoes were twice as big as these. So this potato has the potential to grow twice as big as what I'm showing you now. I mean, that would be a big potato if it was twice as big. So that's yellow queen, and we're looking forward to growing those. Have you started your collection yet? Well, you should do if you haven't. If you have, don't forget, cool, dry, dark, check them regularly. In the spring, we're bringing them out, we're chitting them up, we're up and running. You and me. Yes, we are. You and me. And Meg and Daisy. Don't forget those. They're asleep, the pair of them. I've just had them on the local seashore. The Sparko. Yeah, the Sparko, the pair of them. Last one. Yellow queen. Yellow queen. I'm guessing that this has yellow flesh when we peel it and we come to cook it. As I say, I've never grown it before, so I don't know. But with a name like Yellow Queen, that's a reasonable thing to conclude, isn't it? Probably yellow flesh. Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've enjoyed making it. Once we get Christmas behind us, there'll only be a couple of more winter months here in the UK, and then these guys will be coming out into the light. Yeah, they'll be coming out into the light, into the warm, and we'll chip them up, won't we? Yes, we will. Let's have a look. Get the collection up for you to have a look at. How's that? How's that? Okay, so I hope you've enjoyed the video. Yeah, I've definitely enjoyed making it. And now it's time for a cup of tea. Okay, stay safe. Meet you in the garden next year.